Okay. Now try to understand. So initially, whenever I started under the initially what I have not created any classes. Initially, function was there. Only function I created. Initially, I started to write a printing statement, one print statement, welcome. Like that, you need to develop the code. First, I have written a print statement. After that, 5 welcome statements. After that, numbers. Now I kept the line of code under a function. Okay, after that function, I tried to write the code for the threads by using target. Okay, so that moment I found that their threads are being run by the main thread, not by the threads. So I switch it to the code to the class. Okay. Second method I tried to implement. That is what I told you, that there are two ways to develop the threads in Python. One is that by target, using of target. Okay. And another one is your by thread class, means inheritance. Here I need to comment here inheritance occurs. Inheritance. Okay. Inheritance. Inheritance. In Java, there are two ways to create the threads. One by extending of a class by using extends keyword, their inheritance takes place. Another one is by implementing a runnable interface. So in same way in Python also two ways. One is that, oh, I have removed that code here from, so that is to be kept. Okay. Comment, I have removed it. So that is target code. I will write the code again. That doesn't matter. Comments. That is what you need to write the code for the target words. That is the traditional way to write the code. T1 is equal the threading. It will come down. Threading is not it is not the way. Threading, then dot. Okay, dot thread class. Okay, thread. This is the okay, accept. So target is equal to not now I do here. That time only function was there, no any class was there. So target was your, that moment I have kept this as run function as what? Show, somewhat show. Show was a function. Okay. Now it is closed. Okay. So this is the, like this I have written the code for to create the threads by target. Okay. Within the target, I have mentioned the function name. So then I found that the threads were threads not executing. Then I switched to write the code, put this code in under classes. So for that classes, I need to put the thread class. Okay, thread class as a parent class. Thread class, that is the class of threading module. You have here it is a module. You comment here. Comment. This is what module. Module. I told you that module is a package, folder in Python. Okay. Folder in Python. Okay. So folder may have a lot of classes. So threading module has a class, that is the inbuilt class thread. So that thread has a method. I told you the run method. So that run method I have written as it is in this child class raw. So then that moment called method overriding occurs. Method overriding occurs. So method, what do we mean by method overriding? Method overriding. What do you mean by method overriding? If a parent class means at 3 terms, I told you that in Java superclass. Okay, in Python it is called parent class, base class, all are same. So if the parent class, base class has a inbuilt run method, where is that run method? This is run method. The same method to be written in your child class. So if in that method, you need not to specify any parameters, suppose x. Okay. So if you specify x, some variables in run method, because inbuilt class thread has no any parameters, that run method, then if you pass any value x, y, z parameter variables as a parameter, then method overriding will not be achieved. Okay. So no need to put any as it is. Okay. So that is called method signature and scope. Scope is what? Scope means the variable, if you declare in a method, its area is, its execution area is within the method, because that is the local variable. Okay. So that is scope. Means your method signature, method name, and any no, if any parameter, if the thread class has, same you need to follow here. Okay, then method overriding occurs. Now, what about the self? This, I told you that what is this parameter self? This self refers to that this method belongs to the object. This self belongs to, this self refers to the, this method is called, belongs to the object, not for the class. That's why we have created the objects here. Where is that object for this class? This one is the object. So once object is created, your thread is in new state. Okay. So this self, this self you can change as Vasu. Doesn't whatever bus. That is in books, in text, in documentation, it is self. After that, you can declare any variable x, y, z. But here, it is not permitted because method overriding to be taken place. But self can be changed as Vasu, no issue. Your code will be executed. So that self is what? That is the first parameter. Whenever any function that is going to be part of any class, then it will become a method. So that self parameter must be there, but it can be chocolate. But after that, whatever the parameters you have, okay. So I have changed. So this self parameter refers to the, this method belongs to the object. Well, now then if you will not pass, then what it gives the error? Try to understand that. It will give the error what you know. It is what is doing. Okay. See here type error. Here type error route.run takes 0 positional arguments. 0 positional arguments means I told you that here where is there 0 positional argument? 0 positional argument means here you have not passed anything. Okay. So here you need to pass as a, once you pass any parameter, okay, so then it will be okay. Otherwise, it feels that some arguments you have given. Some arguments you have given. Argument means once that method is being called, that method is being called by whom? The start method. Start method implicitly immediately calls this method. So that moment it feels that argument, one argument was given. Okay. So that moment you fill this with this. Okay. Now you run this one. Now, okay. So now it is okay. Threads are executed. But question is that we need to do synchronization. That is very important. Huh? First one thread to be executed, second thread to be executed, like what? See, for that we need to do what? We need to log the, I'm going to log. For that what you need, we will do somewhat locking mechanism here, like we have done in Java. In Java, we have done a locking mechanism. That is what synchronization. Within that, 2 ways we have studied, that is static synchronization and synchronized method. Okay. Same here I'm going to do. So one code I'm writing here, that is for what? Lock is equal threading lock. Already it has suggested me that Okay, now what, try to understand what do you mean of this. This is the threading module, I told you that. And for the threading module, I have created the object. Okay, for which class? Log class. Okay, log class, I have created the object. Log is an object for log class, but log class, okay, but this is looking like method. So that is the same way syntax is how to create the syntax, creating of object. This is a comment I am writing here. Creation of object. How the, what is the syntax? Creation of object. How you create the object? First of all, class object name. First of all, this is the object name. For then class name and parenthesis means this is called constructor. This is called default constructor. Default constructor in where in Python it is also default constructor. Okay, default constructor method, it is a method. So I have made what is default constructor very detailed video. I put in YouTube. You please refer that. I have clearly mentioned what is the role of the constructor, how it works. I have done a video because these classes are done very previous classes. So gradually I am trying to do that recordings again, and I want to, I'm keeping in YouTube. That is for your helping. So many students have requested me that, sir, we are attending the classes in the mid. So what about the classes already you have conducted? So I have the notes, but there is no any voice. So I am trying to, whenever I am getting somewhat time, that moment I try to record that total classes again and again, and that will be, I am going to keep them. So I have conducted a class over constructor. I kept in YouTube. You can refer that. Okay, now come down here. You know what I was saying that. So for the log class, log is a class for the threading module. So here is a constructor. So this is an object for the log. Now you need to do what here? We need to call that log class method. That is what the method is. What log that method is acquire, log dot acquire. So simply it is indicating help to us. So now this log dot, it is to be put somewhere under this. Okay, now what happened? Try to understand. Now whenever this object created for the class, log class, object is opened. Now object is log class, object is opened, the name is log. Okay, you can keep anything. Just I have kept log is an object. Now object log is open. Now by this method, this log will be locked. Acquire. Acquire is a method of log class. Log is an object. So this acquire method of log class, okay, logs this log object log. So once object is locked, so then what happened? Whenever the thread gets the lock of that object, so then it will execute the code. Within the time, if any other threads try to execute them, they will be blocked. Only until unless that lock will not be released by one more command, that is lock dot release method. Release method. So then lock will be released. Then lock will be released. Okay. Otherwise, until unless this method will not be executed, lock will not be released. So no thread will get that lock. So same, you do something same, this way. No, it is to be kept. It is to be kept where? Under the method. Cut here. Under the method, you need to put under the method. Okay. You paste here. Now log acquired. Okay. After that, this is okay. Okay. Now come down. You put the same log here. You paste and that release that log. you release that lock. Okay, that is what lock dot release. We accept. No, okay. Now what happened? Try to understand. Little bit of code I have written. I will explain that. Now if it is executed, no, you achieve the synchronization. Okay. Now let us see. After that, I will explain. Now what happened? Runtime release unlocked lock. Release unlocked lock. So release. Where should I? This is class method overriding. Def run block lock. Okay, now this is okay. These are the print statements under where. Okay, this is to be kept where lock. This is lock. Okay, now it is where that is somewhat margin I need to keep here. Okay, it is to be kept where. Now it is executed. Then what happened? Let us see. Release unlocked lock. We need to do code. Let's adjust. We need to that. Okay, first of all, it is to be stopped, na? Okay. Try to understand, my dear students. Here, the same, no, another same thing in another file. The code is here. Though, so try to understand the same. The lock is what? Lock is object created for the two import thread is module and time module imported. Lock object created. Lock is an object created for your lock class. Okay, that is part of your threading class, threading module. Now this the our inheritance takes place. Now this thread class is the parent class. Now this is what under triple quotes. This line of code will not be. This line of code will not be read by your Java interpreter for multiple line of comment triple quotes. Okay. Now this is your method self as it is. Lock acquire. See, same as it is. Okay. There is no any error. Okay. So current threading and underscore current thread I have used. That's the same thing. So while loop I have nothing but. So same in this line, your thread is released, lock is released. Okay. No any hinky pinky here. But here under this lock is under while loop. That is what? Okay. This is to be under. Okay. This is the error, my dear students. Error is here. Okay. You see, your for loop, na, we did a mistake. You try to understand. It is being recorded, na? Recorded, na? Try to understand. Where is the error? So try to understand. Your for loop, na, this is part of your method. So now you need to give a margin here. Okay. Now this lock, this print statement to be under for loop. Now is okay. Now it is okay. Now it is okay. It is okay. It is okay. Now it is, I think it will be executed. See. Release unlocked lock. No issue. Okay. Now you come log here, print. This is okay. This is okay. Okay. This statement time also it is to be part of your for loop. That is what 10 minutes are there. No issue. Within 10 minutes, I will finish that. Okay. Now it is now execute that one. Release unlock lock. Okay. Now you come acquire. Okay. Print threading for I in range. Now these two statements are part of your for loop. Now you come down here, lock acquire, print threading current thread, U10. This 10 you have passed here. That is where, that is to be here. Okay. Now lock while under this lock to be come here. This is the error. Now here, this is what it is giving error. Okay. Now, okay. Now this while loop we need to give. Okay. This while loop we need to give somewhat margin. So everything is under the margin. Okay, these need to be tab, this tab, tab, tab. This is where now your lock is here. Now it will execute. Since it is what unexpected indentation, no issue. You come here. Okay. Now this is okay. You execute that one. Now try to understand. Now code is being executed. All of you try to understand that. So try to understand what is happening here. This is the miracle happened. Now thread one executed within this first one thread executed. And one thread synchronization means what? What is the synchronization meaning? Synchronization meaning allowing only one thread to be executed. So one thread is executing anything, that moment that thread will not be interrupted by another thread. Why? Because the thread object will be locked whenever object created for a lock class, that is the part of threading module, that moment lock will be unlocked, opened. So whenever this I have used lock acquire, this method of this lock class, this acquire method locked the object. Okay, locked the object. So lock is locked by this acquire method of lock class. So now lock is locked. So when thread gets that lock, so it will execute the line of code which is part of thread. That moment, if any thread wants to execute that, so that will not be accepted. That will not be accepted. So then what happened? Try to understand. Okay. So the mistake is where you need to understand where here this is your method. So this for loop, that is part of your method. So everything is margin issue. Everything is what? Margin. If because this for loop, no, it is to be maintained somewhat margin. It is not to be just beneath of your def keyword. No. So this function, this for loop, that is to be kept somewhat margin. After that, these two statements, they are part of this for loop. They need to be put somewhat margin. These two statements. Okay. Now lock released. Okay. So here also this while loop, it is part of your function method. So I have kept somewhat margin. Due to the margin, the code was we were unable to execute the code. Nothing is there. Now it is being executed. Let us see what happened. See, your thread one is created. Okay, that is the thread raw class is being run by thread one. Okay, so thread one executes the for loop. So first thread, the lock given to the first thread, So first thread execute the numbers as per the for loop. Okay, range is 5. So I initially take 0 to 5, not the 5. Okay, then next second thread execute the Naidu class. Under this Naidu class, while loop is there. Under the while loop, I have written the statement like what if x is equal 10, so that will be divided by 2. Okay, again whatever the value will come 5, that will be divided by 2 again 2.5. So again 2.5 will be divided by 2 1.25 until the condition x greater than 1. So whenever 0.625 it is not greater than 1, so it is less than 1. So while loop terminates. Okay, so this line of code, after that that is lock is released. So once lock is released, that will be given to another thread. Okay, so this is okay one time. Another one is that in previous class we were unable to do one code. This is what, where is that? This is not in here. In PyCharm I was writing, this is the Saturday's class. So here, here the code is being executed. So after that, it was name error X is not defined. So we will sort out this code. How to complete this one? Log equa, the same code we have Saturday we have written. So X is equal to U. Now you run this code. You run this code. Now it is being executed, but release unlocked log. Same. So here here that is what, whenever you get this type of message, means what, you know, you need to do what? That is indentation error. You need to adjust here properly. This is what your now here it is a function. There's no any class is here. This is Saturday's class. Okay. So now this while loop, na, you are doing mistake. It is to be put somewhat margin. Okay. Now margin. Now these statements, they are part of your while loop. You put them there. Now this also time. This is part of your while loop. This is okay. This is okay. You come down here. Same. Log acquire. This is okay. Print while under the while loop. This is okay. Now you run this code. Yeah, compile this one. Indentation error, unexpected indent. Where? In line 13. Line 13. You come down line 13 where? This is unexpected. Why? Unexpected. Huh? Okay. 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 This is okay now. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. Why? Okay now. Now you compile this code as what? Run. So now see. Now I told you that what is happening here. It is Saturday's class. I am going to resolve this one. How to resolve this code? Okay. So this is what everything is being executed main thread. So same thing, na? So we will write the code. We convert this as what classes? As I told you that this is what class. Class what row. Row after that class column. Now this is what, this is part of your, this is part of your, now you change this one. Okay. Now this is what under this one. Okay. Otherwise you will get error all of this one. Now def, you need to switch all of them. You need to adjust them. Otherwise you will get the error. Now here, this is okay. Now this is what you create one more class here. That is, suppose Naidu is a class, whatever class to be with. Now, I told you that for the implementation of the inheritance, you need to pass, that is threading dot thread class. That's why I don't want to use this. It will also give a support. Okay, it will support us. Okay. Now this is what threading dot thread. Now this is okay. Now whenever you need to pass the self parameter here, self parameter.